Hello, this is Paradox class for April 15th. Today I want to start with a riddle called Green-Eyed Riddle. It's a difficult riddle, but it has a really cool solution, so I hope you enjoy it. Let me share the statement of the puzzle. Okay. So there's this little island where all the inhabitants on this island are perfect logicians. So that means that if anything could be deduced logically, they're instantly able to deduce it. And then another weird thing about this island is that they can't see their own eye color. So they could have black eyes, they could have brown eyes, they could have blue eyes, green eyes, and so on. Not only that they can't see their own eye color, if they're able to deduce at some point what their own eye color should be, what they could do is once per day, they are given a chance to guess what their eye colors are. If they are correctly able to guess or logically deduce what their own eye color is, they are allowed to leave the island, and all of the inhabitants want to leave this island. But if they make a mistake, they're punished by death. So they do not want to make a mistake. Right? They're not willing to just take a guess just to see if they could leave the island or not. And on one day, a missionary declares that he's happy to see that there's another person on this island with the same eye color as him. So everybody in the island could see that the missionary have green eye colors, and he calls out that, oh, there's somebody with green eye colors in the same island. It doesn't seem like this is enough information to figure out what your own eye color is, unless, of course, if you're an inhabitant and you don't see any other inhabitant with the green eye color, then they would be able to deduce that they have green eye color right away. But if there's more than one, it seems like that's not enough information to figure out what your own eye color is. But nevertheless, a few days later, all of the green-eyed people declared their own eye color and left the island on the same day. So the riddle is to figure out, like, how were they logically able to deduce their own eye color, and without communicating, how could they have figured it out? So this is the riddle. I invite you to pause the video and see if you can give it some thought of how this could be. Now, it is a difficult riddle, so I think what I'll do is, again, I will work out some hints in 3 steps. So if you thought about it for a little while and if you're not sure, you can kind of unpause the video for a little bit, listen to the clue. Maybe you figured out that step already, but listen to the clue, give it some more thought, and then either answer the question and see if you're right, or unpause and see the next clue and see if you can figure it out before I spoil the answer. Anyways, please pause the video. Otherwise, I will scroll to the first hint in a few seconds. Okay. All right. So here's the first hint. Consider the case where there's only one green-eyed inhabitant. So from the point of view of that one inhabitant, they do not see their own eye color, but they could see everybody else's eye color, and they don't see any green-eyed inhabitant. And because of what the missionary said, they know that there's at least one person who has green eye color. And if they can't find anybody else, then it must be themselves. So they would know immediately that they have green eye color, and they could declare it that night, and they're given a chance to leave the island. So that would be the case for one green eye inhabitant. So I invite you to try to consider what would happen in the next case for maybe two people, and then see if you can kind of try to work out from there on. Okay, so pause the video now, or in a few seconds, I'll move on to hint number 2. Okay, moving on to hint number 2. Okay. So hint number 2, knowing what happens to the one green-eyed inhabitant. Remember that these inhabitants of the island are very smart, so they could all work out for themselves that if there was only one green-eyed person, they would be able to leave on the first day. Now let's consider the case where there are two green-eyed inhabitants. So from the point of view of those two green-eyed inhabitants, they could see that one other person has green eyes. They also know that what would happen that if there's only one person with green eyes, right? They're looking at that inhabitant, and if they do not leave the first night, then that means that they see somebody else who has green eyes as well. Because if they don't see anybody else with green eyes, then they would have left on the first night because they know they're the only one. So they could deduce that the other person with the green eyes sees some other people with green eyes as well, right? So on the second day, when they see that each other haven't left, they know that, oh, there must be another person, and the only other person it could be is yourself, because they only see one other person with green eyes. I hope that made sense. So on the second night, they could deduce that, well, the second person must have been me because I can only find one person, one other person with green eyes. And they'll leave on the second night. I hope that made sense. See if you can generalize this idea, and see if you can answer the riddle for all cases. Okay, so pause the video now, or in a few seconds, I'll move on to the next hint. Okay, this is the final hint before spoiling the answer. Let's consider the case where there's 3 inhabitants. Okay. All right. Now remember that they're very rational beings. They could work out what would happen for case 1 and case 2. So if there are exactly 3 people with green eye colors, from their point of view, they see 2 other people with green eyes. And they would have been able to work out the previous 2 hints, right? If there was only one person, they would leave on the first night. If there are 2 people, they could work out that they have green eyes on the second day, and they'll both leave on the second day. So knowing that much, if they see 2 other people with green eyes and they don't leave on the second day, they could figure out that, oh, okay, that must mean that it's not just two people with green eyes. There must be somebody else with green eyes. And if they don't see anybody else on the island, then it has to be them. So on the third day, when they see that the 2 other people haven't left on the second day, they could work out that they're the third person with the green eyes. So they'd be able to leave on the third night. I hope you get the pattern, right? On the first day, if there's only one person with green eyes, they leave on the first day. If there's two people, they both leave on the second day. If there are three people, they leave on the third day. Does this argument generalize in the way you expect? I hope you're able to work it out. So try to see if this generalizes and how to reason the way they did. So try it out and then go through the worksheet and see if you can answer it. But I will spoil the answer in a bit. So pause the video, or if you think you can answer it or not, you can scroll down until the end. Okay, so the pattern does hold. So if there are n people with green eyes, n could be any number, like 7 people with green eyes, then they will all declare their eye color on the 7th day. So that the pattern should hold. And the way they could reason for each day is as follows. If they see that they have n minus 1 people with green eyes. So if you're one of the 7 people with green eyes, then you see that there's 6 other people with green eyes, right? From their point of view, they know that there's either 6 people with green eyes or 7 people with green eyes, including them, because they can't see their own eye color. But they could work out using this general argument that on the 6th day, those 6 people who has green eyes could work out, oh, they're the only people with 6 eyes, and they would leave. But if they didn't leave after the 6th day, then you know that there have to be another person with green eyes. Otherwise, they would have figured out, oh, they're the last person with the green eyes, and they can leave. So if they didn't, then you know that the only person you can't find with the green eyes must be yourself, so you can leave on the 7th day. So every day you can kind of increase the number of people who would be able to leave on the next day. Okay, so I know this is kind of confusing, but if you Google green-eyed riddle on YouTube, there's another alternate explanation of the same riddle. If my explanation didn't make sense, try out that YouTube video and see if you can finish and answer the worksheet. Okay, I will see you in another video. This is it for this riddle.